The recent fallout between Verydarkman and Nedu over the Honest Bunch podcast raises critical questions about the concept of privacy in the digital age, particularly in the context of social media, public discourse, and the personal boundaries. To critically and philosophically analyze this question, we must examine the tension between individual privacy, public accountability, and the ethics of communication in a hyper-connected world. Number one, privacy as a fundamental human right. Privacy is a cornerstone of human dignity and autonomy. Philosophically, it is rooted in the idea that individuals have the right to control their personal information and the boundaries of their public and private lives. In the case of Verydarkman and Nedu, the conflict likely stemmed from the exposure of personal or sensitive information, which challenges the ethical limits of public discourse. When private matters are brought into the public domain without consent, it raises questions about the morality of such actions and the responsibility of media platforms to protect individuals' privacy. Number two, the role of social media in eroding privacy. Social media platforms, including podcasts, have blurred the lines between public and private life. The Honest Bunch podcast, as a public platform, operates within a space where personal opinions and private matters can easily become public spectacles. This phenomenon reflects a broader societal shift where privacy is often sacrificed for entertainment, clout, or public accountability. The fallout between Verydarkman and Nedu exemplifies how digital platforms can amplify conflicts, often at the expense of personal privacy. Philosophically, this raises concern about the commodification of personal lives and the ethical implication of using private matters for public consumption. Number three, accountability versus privacy. One of the central tensions in this situation is the balance between holding individuals accountable and respecting their privacy. Verydarkman, known for his outspoken and controversial commentary, often positions himself as a social critic who exposes wrongdoing. However, this role can conflict with the right to privacy, especially when personal matters are involved. The philosophical question here is, to what extent does the public's right to know outweigh an individual's right to privacy? This dilemma is particularly relevant in cases where private disputes are aired publicly, as it challenges the ethical boundaries of accountability. Number four, the ethics of public shaming. The fallout between Verydarkman and Nedu also touches on the ethics of public shaming. When private disagreements are broadcast to a wide audience, they can lead to disproportionate consequences, including reputational damage and emotional distress. Philosophically, public shaming raises questions about justice, proportionality, and the moral responsibility of content creators. Is it ethical to use a public platform to resolve private disputes? Or does this constitute a violation of the individual's right to privacy and dignity? Number five, the impact on trust and communication. The public nature of this conflict may also erode trust in media and communication. When private matters are sensationalized, it can lead to a culture of mistrust where individuals are hesitant to engage in honest dialogue for fear of public exposure. This has broader implications for the role of media in society, as it challenges the ethical responsibility of content creators to foster constructive and respectful communication. Number 6, a philosophical perspective on resolution. From a philosophical standpoint, resolving conflict like this requires a re-evaluation of the values that underpin public discourse. Respect for privacy, empathy, and ethical communication should be prioritized over sensationalism and public shaming. This aligns with Immanuel Kant's categorical imperative, which emphasizes treating individuals as ends in themselves rather than as means to an end. In this context, using private matters for public entertainment or personal gain violates these principles. In conclusion, the fallout between Verydarkman and Nedu over the Honest Punch podcast highlights the complexity interplay between privacy, accountability, and ethics in the digital age. It underscores the need for a more nuanced understanding of privacy as a fundamental right, even in the face of public scrutiny. Philosophically, this situation calls for a re-evaluation of the ethical responsibilities of media platforms and content creators, as well as a broader societal reflection on the value of privacy in an increasingly interconnected world. Ultimately, the resolution of such conflicts lies in striking a balance between transparency and respect for individual dignity. Thank you for joining me in this segment. I am Joseph Iyaji. Please don't forget to share this with others. Thank you.